Now we're gonna get into the things I did to prep for baby. I'm so glad that I documented this when I did, you guys. I was trying to think earlier, like, what did I do to prep for this baby? What did I buy? Like, I feel like my trimesters are blending in together. So thank you, past Mirka. Things I did to prep for the baby. Taylor and I, we got a joint bank account. It was so cute, you guys. So we went to 1AZ and then we're like, yeah, we're having a baby. The girl in the cubicle next to us had overheard, and she brought us this little baby onesie that said like future member or something. I cried. It was cute. I was like, I'm too pregnant for you to be doing this. Not that my baby will probably ever wear that, but who knows, maybe we'll go to the bank and then I'll be like, kick my baby. We started an Amazon registry. This was kind of like really early on actually for me to be doing this, but I think I had done it because I joined a bunch of mom groups and people kept talking about what didn't work, what worked, like it was just so much coming in, and I was like, let's narrow down on like what we're actually gonna need for this kid and like pick out the products, have them here, and then slowly we'll start buying everything. I started to declutter. This, you guys, I've been doing this for so long now. I really did a dent in my closet. I repotted my plants. I wanted to get like my plants situated so in the future I didn't have to do that big and pregnant. Read my books. Okay, so I put on here, I read my books and I got this The Bump planner. I will insert a picture right here. Please absolutely buy this planner because it has saved my life. Oh my gosh, this is the best thing. And then also, depending on your insurance, you might be getting free books and your doctor's office. Don't go rush to buy any books before you go to your doctor's office and before you talk to your insurance, because chances are they're gonna give you the books that you are wanting anyway for free. So I also watched a lot of things I regret buying videos and like minimalist how to prep for baby videos because I did not want to like accumulate so many things that I didn't end up using. So I put in quotes here like realistically thought if I actually needed these items. So I have like stroller, playpen, bouncer, swings, like stuff like that, like wet wipe warmer, like stuff like that. And it actually helped put things in perspective for me, you guys, that like we really don't need these items. So yeah, I still actually watch those videos and I'll probably end up watching those videos till I give birth because your mom instincts kick in and then you all of a sudden just want to buy everything. Like you just want everything. You want your baby to have everything. Like, and then it's just so hard to stay grounded. You don't need all this stuff. And then I bought a lot of secondhand stuff. I have on here OfferUp, consignment stores, thrift stores. You guys, I love a good deal. I love a good deal. I think I might make another video on like all the stuff that I found secondhand. There's nothing more that I love than when somebody says, oh my god, I love your outfit, like where'd you get it? And I'm like, girl, I got this for $5. Like, look it, I use this coupon, don't ever do this. Like, it's just so nice. So you guys, your baby is gonna grow out of this stuff in so quick. Please, very passionate about that. Reuse, reduce, recycle in bold letters, Mirka. When you're editing this, put that right here. I have here, I guess I wanted to talk about this, my anxieties and feelings during my first trimester. I think my biggest, I'm just gonna go down the list. I don't even remember this, so I might have a little moment trying to re-experience my first trimester. Anxieties and feelings. Is baby okay? That's what I put on here. Is baby okay? I mean, if you don't worry about whether your baby is okay, I'm questioning it because I think it's very natural, but there's a fine line between like it being normal and it like overpowering your life. I let it overpower my life to the point where like I couldn't like be happy, I guess, because I kept always asking Taylor, do you think baby is okay? Do you think our baby is okay? Do you think he's gonna be okay? Well, I didn't know at the time what gender it was, but I'm like, is he okay? Do you think he's okay? Like, I'm okay. And it's just like, girl, your baby's either okay or your baby is not okay. Right now, he kept telling me like, there's no reason for you to believe that your baby isn't okay. But I kept having these thoughts in my mind that like, I work with all these crazy chemicals at work. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Yeah, that was a feeling that I was feeling. And I think it didn't get better until my anatomy scan. But after getting my NIPT test back, my genetic screening, my anatomy scan, like I was still like, is he okay? But now I'm like, he's good. He's gonna be okay. He's fine. That was a big hurdle. My second one is, am I ready for this? Are Taylor and I ready for this? Not only are we ready for this as a couple, like we've only been together for 5 years. Like usually you go through things statistically around your 3-year mark, 2 to 3 year mark, and your 5-year mark. You go through things around that time that test your relationship, and ours was recently tested, not by anything that we had done to each other, but just like external sources that kind of like made our relationship like make us question whether, you know, whether or not we wanted to like continue this forever. And so I think like freshly being out of that situation and then like now being pregnant, I was just like, are we ready for this? Like, I don't know. I was just, is it a good time, I guess? Am I ready for this? Like a part of me was like, yes, because like I used to go to a lot of festivals and like I used to go out a lot and stuff, and I think a lot of that died down the older I got and the harder it was on my body. I don't know. I was really wondering if this baby was gonna like fit well in my life. And then a big one was, what are people gonna think? What will people think? Like, I know that's so silly because it's like we have this like toxic mentality of like, well, who cares what people think? Like, you should never care about what people think. But it's like, in reality, we all care. We all care a little. I was just so focused on like what other people were gonna think, like what my family was gonna think, what Taylor's family was gonna think. Like I was so afraid because a lot of the times when you tell people things like big news or good news or bad news, I can tell their like deep down reaction to it through their like facial expressions and their body language. I'm very good about that. So I think I was just scared on like seeing that and then like seeing that it wasn't good, because I don't know, like I wasn't like jumping up and down when I found out I was pregnant, and I wasn't necessarily like filled with joy. And so I guess I was just worried that like other people wouldn't be happy for us. Like how could I expect other people to be happy for us and like be so joyful about something that I wasn't even joyful about? You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just a weird first trimester psychological thing that I just had to get over. So feeling overwhelmed with what to do, I just started to overthink everything because I had all these like body washes and like skincare and just like all the chemicals at work, all the cleaning products around the house, and I was just like, I was worried that like the constant exposure to these things were gonna cause my baby harm. I was just like overwhelmed with like all of that, I think. And then also I'm like, I kept looking up videos like first trimester to-do list, trying to find all these to-do lists, trying to see like what I should do, because I had no idea how to mom or how to prepare for a baby. So I was just trying to like figure out, okay, what do I have to do to get me to a point where like it's gonna lead me to be a good mom, I guess. So that just kind of all hit me at once. And then I have mom guilt for not eating healthy enough or working out. So I think when my friends were pregnant, friends and family were pregnant, I always just thought like, I always saw them eating like crap, and I was just like, God, I hope I don't do that when I'm a mom, because like you're growing a baby, you know, you wanna eat as healthy as you can. But I was very naive of me to think, because not with your nausea and with how sick you feel, at that point you're just trying to eat whatever you can eat. And if you're craving a donut, eat a fucking donut, because what else are you gonna do? Starve? No. But I also had this mom guilt of like thinking that I wanted the best for my baby, but like I also was just like eating like garbage. Then I started to do that and then not working out, but I was just so exhausted from working, from being pregnant in the first trimester. Like I just wasn't, and it was causing me a lot of guilt because I wanted to be the best for my baby and I couldn't physically or emotionally. And then I started to get insecure about like my body and my acne. And I think that's just a recipe for disaster in your first trimester, because not only do you take away your ability to do things you love because of how sick you feel, but then you're like faced with all of these new changes. As if it's already hard enough to like love yourself, then you have to try to like love yourself, this new you that you're becoming, that your body is becoming, on top of like not being able to go to yoga, not being able to take care of your plants, not being able to make YouTube videos. And it was just like, I feel like I look like, and how am I supposed to like get better, you know? So I guess that's what like made my depression and anxiety so bad. And then I have on here, there's still so much I wanted to accomplish in my life, and I feel like, am I trading baby for those things? So I really had to wrestle with the thoughts of like, just because you have a baby does not mean that these things are still impossible to do. If you're gonna do them, you're gonna do them with or without baby. And so I got over that, but that was just still like something that I was struggling with. It was an anxiety that I was having. And again, I had, what if baby isn't okay? My biggest worry is that like I would have a child with like a disability, which I still could have. Am I ready for not only a normal child, but am I ready for like a child with a disability? Can I handle that? That's just how I felt. I'm just gonna be honest. Like a lot of people are like, oh, like I'll love my baby regardless. Obviously, I will love my baby regardless. Like, of course, how could I not? It was just a possibility that I was thinking about, and whether or not I was ready for that. It was an anxiety and a feeling that I was going through at the time. So yeah. Oh man, I think this like next section that I'm about to go to, I labeled it as personal growth. But I think this is a big reason why I decided to keep my pregnancy so private and just enjoy like an intimate pregnancy with Taylor. So I ended up getting a new job during my first trimester, and it was very stressful because I'm going from somewhere I'm familiar, people I know, like I know what my maternity leave is gonna look like. It was actually paid for, 6 weeks, 5 weeks paid for. And so I had to make a decision on whether or not I was gonna take the job or not. And then I ended up taking the job. And then on top of being pregnant, dealing with all these symptoms, prepping for baby, and like having all these anxieties and feelings, I was working on myself, on my personal growth. And I decided to take the job. That comes with training. That comes with like the unknowns of who you're gonna be working with, like what your job's gonna look like, what your maternity leave is gonna look like. So all of that on top of all of everything else was just very stressful for me. Let's see, I put cut relationships I should have cut a long time ago. It was kind of like a big reality check on who I was surrounding myself with and whether or not I wanted to take all of these people into the next chapter in my life. You know, this is my book of life, book of Mirka, and this is a new chapter that I'm starting. Boom. Mom, pregnancy, whatever you want to call this chapter. And I just like started to really look at the conversations that I was having with these people, what we were talking about. I had to make decisions like whether or not I wanted to keep nourishing these friendships or relationships while my life was changing. Yeah, I just cut a lot of ties with people in my life, like whether or not we spent our time talking about other people, or whether or not all we did was party together, or whether or not all we did was talk about like drama or boys. I will always value the friendships that I had because they it was a relationship and a friendship that I needed at that time, but you grow and they grow, and sometimes your paths aren't the same, and that's okay. That is okay. So yeah, I cut a lot of relationships that I should have cut a long time ago. I stopped dealing with bullshit I normally would have continued to deal with. Ooh, this is a fun one. I like this one because I feel like being pregnant and these hormones made me more brave, because I think I was dealing with a lot of shit, like getting underpaid, getting overworked, like letting certain people talk to me certain ways, like all this stuff. And when I got pregnant, I got a freaking backbone. So, I mean, I was still a little feisty before, but I kept asking my supervisor for a raise. They were like, we're not giving you a raise. So I was like, see ya, I'm leaving. I don't know. I don't think I would have ever gotten that bravery if it wasn't for being pregnant. So I will hopefully take that bravery after I become a mom. because I like that. Learning to keep the sacred things in life to myself so people's negativity didn't ruin it. I think a lot of people are stuck in this, not a lot of people, but there are some people that are stuck in this circle of like complaining or like negativity, always seeing the glass half empty. You tell them something positive, you're super happy, and then they boom, point out the wrong in it. And it's just like, oh my gosh. At that point, that was also a big reason why I chose to keep my pregnancy super private, was because I just didn't need everyone's opinions, like opinions or thoughts. People are always gonna form their own judgments and opinions on everything. And as long as you have your opinion and it's a positive one, who cares about everyone else's? You don't need to hear it. And so I think that was a lot of reason why I just chose to not talk to people, not post about it, just enjoy it myself, because I was already fighting my own demons and already filling my own brain with so many like thoughts and emotions that I did not need anyone else's like perspective, especially a negative one, to interfere or to make my battle more difficult. So yeah. I chose to keep it more private and have an intimate pregnancy with my significant other, and it was like probably one of the best decisions I could have done. I was telling Taylor when we did start telling people, I was like, oh my god, I could have made it to the very end, because I just felt like problems didn't arise until it was like including other people, like telling people like their opinions or like how they reacted, or like them like giving you unsolicited parenting advice or like all this stuff. And I was just like, God, when I was just like chilling alone, not talking to anybody, just eating and watching a movie and like preparing my life, the only person I had to deal with is myself, which is already hard enough to deal with. That was a good lesson though. Learn to keep the sacred things in your life to yourself. Oh my gosh, and I have on here, mention working through the first trimester, because I definitely am going to film a video on that, you guys. When I was working through my first trimester, you guys, I would scour the freaking internet, all of these videos, all these YouTube videos, all these articles, like just desperately looking for advice or like the golden key to get me through the first trimester and having to work 40 hours through it, because I was not okay. So I'm gonna hopefully make a video that might help, because I don't know, I want to give you guys my experience and then like the things that I did that probably isn't going to be the best like professional advice, but that helped me get through the damn first trimester and working through it, because I was so close to just saying screw it and quitting my job and moving home and just figuring it out. But we did it. So yeah. Oh my god, finally this video is over. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long. So if you made it through the end of this video, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for choosing to be a part of my life and sharing your life with mine and listening to all of my first trimester nonsense. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are having a good day and a good life. And yeah, love you. Bye.